China is building what may become the largest military command center on Earth.
That must be Lord Farquaad's castle.
That's the place.
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
This isn't just a headquarters, it's a hub for full-spectrum military operations. All of this as live fire drills heat up near Taiwan, psychological operations increase globally, and shows of force become a daily occurrence. Beijing is sending a global message. They are ready for war on every front. I'm Mandatory Fun Day. This is what's happening with China and why you should care. Stay with me until the end because we're going to break down exactly how China's psychological warfare is being waged right now. And while you're here, make sure you hit that like button, you drop a comment, and you subscribe so you never miss the next strategic update. Satellite imagery released earlier this month has confirmed what defense analysts have been whispering for years. China is constructing what could soon become the largest and most advanced military command facility on Earth. Located southwest of Beijing, this sprawling installation, unofficially dubbed the Beijing Military City, spans over 2.6 square miles and continues to expand at a rapid pace. From above, it looks like a city built for generals. Massive above-ground structures stretch across the landscape in rigid military grid patterns. These likely serve as command buildings, intelligence centers, and wargaming hubs. Flanking those are newly installed radar domes, satellite communication arrays, and anti-air defenses suggesting not just passive observation, but full-spectrum battlefield management. But the real story isn't just what you see above ground, it's also what is beneath. According to satellite data and leaked assessments, large sections of the facility are connected by hardened underground bunkers, reinforced with blast-resistant architecture and electromagnetic shielding. Some are believed to be deep enough to survive nuclear-level strikes. The entire facility has been deliberately camouflaged using advanced netting, dummy buildings, and visual deception tactics to confuse surveillance and delay targeting in the event of a war. Once completed, estimates suggest that this facility could house tens of thousands of personnel. It'll likely be a mix of high-ranking military officers, cyber warfare specialists, nuclear command staff, intelligence analysts, and logistical operators. Think of it as China's own Pentagon, but on steroids. The purpose of the space is unmistakable: strategic survivability. This isn't built for peacetime optics or internal prestige. It's a wartime bunker complex designed to function under fire and stay operational if the unthinkable happens. It allows China to coordinate a war effort even if key coastal or satellite installations are taken offline. In an era of long-range missiles, cyber disruption, and electronic warfare, this kind of redundancy is not just smart, it is essential. What this tells us is that Beijing isn't just building up for a flex, it's planning for a fight that lasts, a fight that spans continents, crosses domains from space to cyberspace, and includes the capacity to control military, economic, and psychological operations all simultaneously. This is more than just a command post. It looks like it's going to be the central nervous system of China's global warfighting capability, and it changes how we think about power projection in the 21st century. This base isn't just about missiles and radars. It's likely to become the central node in China's psychological operations strategy. Conventional military operations will almost certainly be coordinated from this massive installation city, but so will everything else. According to new intelligence reports, Beijing is investing heavily in psychological and cognitive warfare, targeting public opinion, information flow, and decision-making in rival nations. To this end, they are using media of all kinds, such as TV, public internet information, and even social media influencers and content creators. From this hardened HQ, Chinese commanders could coordinate global disinformation campaigns, foreign influence operations, and even digitally orchestrated unrest. Can you imagine for 1 second if the Chinese government could weaponize a bunch of people doing dances online to sow disinformation? The thought is horrifying. Military control and narrative control are converging, and this facility is designed to manage both. Given its extremely close proximity to the Chinese capital, I foresee this being the primary place where the business of countering their adversaries is done. If you are enjoying this breakdown and you would like to support my channel further, you can head over to themandatoryfunday.com and pick up some merch. Website members get 20% off their entire order and access to exclusive content. In addition to that, we've got a link for regulation compliant shirts that you can wear under your uniform. But let's get back to the video. Okay, so earlier in the video, we talked about psychological warfare and how China is employing it. So let's talk about specifically how they're employing it now. First, we've got live fire drills, Straight Thunder 2025 Alpha. Just days ago, China launched a series of military exercises around Taiwan under the codename Straight Thunder 2025 Alpha. These weren't routine drills. They were carefully choreographed simulations of precision strikes against high-value targets, mock versions of ports, energy infrastructure, airfields, and naval bases. The PLA used live ammunition, cruise missiles, and long-range artillery supported by electronic warfare units that jammed and disrupted communications in the region. The exercise showcased China's ability to conduct a rapid, high-intensity strike campaign designed to paralyze Taiwan's defenses before foreign reinforcements could even get airborne. But this wasn't just about Taiwan. This was a public warning to the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command and Hawaii and Japan's self-defense forces. If you intervene, you're next on the target map. It's psychological warfare at its most aggressive, demonstrating not just power, but readiness. The second big event that occurred was the Shandong's bold move. China's aircraft carrier Shandong didn't just cruise past Taiwan, it entered what Taipei calls its military response zone, coming as close as 24 nautical miles to Taiwan's shoreline. That's close enough for Taiwan to see it on radar in real time and close enough for its aircraft to respond if they dared. They didn't, and that's the point. This wasn't just a tactical operation, it was a strategic provocation. China knows the rules of engagement around Taiwan are delicate. Sending a carrier into that zone is like throwing a match into a room full of gas fumes. Everybody's watching to see what happens. The Shandong didn't launch aircraft or fire weapons because it didn't need to. The message was clear. We can park our biggest gun platform on your front door anytime we want, and there's not much you can do about it. It forces Taiwan and its allies to either escalate militarily or sit back and look weak. Either way, Beijing wins the psychological point. Pushing boundaries like this is exceedingly common among nations. North Korea is notorious for it. Russia has done it as well. It's a way for a nation to rattle another in a cost-effective and low-risk way. Third, propaganda is seen on a global scale. China's PsyOps playbook isn't limited to missiles and carriers, it's a full-spectrum influence campaign playing out across the world's screens. State-run outlets like CGTN and Xinhua are producing sleek, multilingual content tailored for global audiences. They downplay China's military buildup, paint the U.S. as the aggressor, and push narratives of peace, cooperation, and economic stability with Chinese characteristics. But the real battlefield is social media. Chinese-linked influencers on every social media platform and even Telegram are crafting viral videos that echo state narratives without looking like state propaganda. Think travel vloggers praising Chinese infrastructure or independent journalists criticizing Western interventions while ignoring Beijing's own coercive actions. In regions like Africa, Southeast Asia, and the South Pacific, where Western trust is already strained, this strategy is working. China presents itself as the non-imperialist alternative, a helpful superpower with no colonial baggage. And every positive perception built abroad makes it harder for democratic nations to rally international support against China's aggression. Fourth, China has communicated very clearly to Vietnam, stating that the nation should continue to operate based on the tenets of free and fair trade. There was no mention of the U.S., however, the quiet part was loud. China is clearly attempting to undermine the U.S. given Washington's current use of tariffs. As always, I'm absolutely not condoning or condemning anything that any nation does, to include my own. I'm doing my best to report the facts devoid of my own personal opinion and give y'all some analysis that can help inform your view of the world in what I hope is the most clear way possible. I do not want to tell you what to think. I'd like to give you as much relevant information as possible and allow you to come to your own conclusions. That really is my goal. I'm an active duty service member and, I can't have an opinion on much. What we're seeing is the rise of a new kind of command center, not just to lead armies, but to shape minds. China's Beijing Military City is the physical heart of a war that's already begun, one of influence, perception, and control. This isn't just about what missiles are ready to fire, it's about who gets to tell the world what happened when they do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I love doing these kind of geopolitical breakdowns for you. Let me know what you thought. Also, if you want to see more geopolitics videos, feel free to click one of the videos on the screen. I'm dropping one at a minimum every Wednesday, and it has been a lot of fun to do so. I'll see you guys next time.